Alright, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining class. This class will be a gentle class. It'll emphasize more gentle twisting, side stretching, some compression in the navel, stretching the navel. And when we focus on this area of the abdominal wall, according to Ayurveda, when we draw more attention there, we are focusing on the main site for Pitta dosha. And if you're unfamiliar with Ayurveda, we do tons of workshops here at Tejas that you can attend. If you are familiar with Ayurveda, just to give you a little bit more of some information about that, what we're doing is focusing on this main site, Pitta dosha, which is basically the home or the main site of the fire element. And during these warmer months that we're currently in, you may or may not be taking this class at this time, but during the warmer months we want to make sure that we're managing that element and helping to maintain its balance in the body. And so today we'll have more of a gentle class and we'll emphasize that main site of the fire element. So we're going to start off by lying flat on the belly. We're going to roll off to one side. We're going to make a fist, wrapping fingers around the thumbs with both hands. And then we're going to settle in so that the fists are right above those front hip points and below the rib cage. Now you want to make sure that the fists are wide enough so you add about an inch on both sides of the belly button, because you don't want to put direct pressure on that one artery that moves down the left side of the belly button. And once you kind of get settled in here, feels like it's too much on the abdominal wall, you can always flatten out the fists a little bit or completely. And then if it's comfortable, you can rest the chin on the floor, you can turn your head and rest the head to one side. Whatever's the most comfortable for you and allows you just to breathe freely. And then go ahead and settle into the shape. You can have your big toes touch, heels fall away from each other. That might feel more comfortable for the lower back. Relax the arms and start to focus on your breath. Now, with the compression in the navel, with the fist, you're not going to be able to take these deep abdominal breaths. But you will feel the abdomen move when you breathe in. You're going to feel that compression in the abdominal wall and probably a rebounding effect in the lower middle back area, maybe the sides of the rib cage. So allow the breath to feel natural. You don't have to force the breath in. Again, we're not forcing an abdominal breath. Letting go of any gripping, any tension that you might find in the abdominal area. Maybe even the lower back or middle back. So you turn your head to the other side, you can do that now. We'll take about 5 more breaths here. And you can flatten the palms at any time if you're feeling like the pressure in the abdominal area is too intense. Keep finding areas in the body that you can let go of gripping or tension. Take one more breath here with fist and belly. And then we'll move one hand at a time with the chin back to center before you move the hands. Cross the wrists, place the chin or forehead on cross wrist now. And take a few more breaths and focus on your abdomen. You might feel like there's a little more space there in that part of your torso as you breathe in. Feels a little bit more free, less tense. Also give a good massage to the abdominal organs there, specifically the ascending, descending colon, and small intestine. There's our acupressure points there around the belly button that help to aid in the functionality of some of these abdominal organs and balances that Pitta dosha. And we'll lift the head up, and hands on the shoulders, and then we'll push up and back, knees wide, big toes stay touching, and take child's pose next. The arms stretched out, relax the neck muscles, the head might relax on the floor. Let's stretch for the lower back, length, and the sides of the body. One more breath here. And then we'll start to slide the hands back toward the knees. And you'll come up where the torso is at a slight angle, just enough so you can feel a slight lift to the chest and a little longer in the torso. On your next exhalation, keep your right palm supportive, twist to the right. You'll reach the left arm away from the crease of the left hip. You're going to feel the right side of the navel compress on top of the right thigh as you deepen the flexion. And we're lengthening that left ribcage away from the hip to get that side stretch. Now on your next inhalation, push into the right palm. We're back at that center point. Exhale, twist to the left. Reach right ribcage away from right hip. Compress left side of the navel on thigh. And then inhale, push into the left palm, come back to center. We'll do that more breath in hand. So on the exhalation, we twist to the right. Get that left sideline stretching. Deepen the flexion in the hip. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist, side stretch, deepen flexion in the hip on the second side. We'll do one more on each side. Connect your breath with your movement and make sure you get all three of those components of the twist, the side stretch, and the compression of the navel on the side. Last round, last side. Once you come back to center, we'll start to walk the hands forward. We'll get the knees and the feet hip-width distance apart, set up for downward facing dog. And once you get the hips back and up, you can do a little free movement there. Shifting the hips, bending one knee, pressing through opposite heel, and alternating the legs if you'd like. On your next inhalation, come forward into full plank pose. And on the exhale, bring the knees down. Keep them hip width distance this time. Tops of the feet to the floor. So when you bring the hips back, now you've got the belly resting on top of the thighs. So we get that compression in the navel, a little flexion in the spine. On your next inhalation, we'll bring the head forward. Stop the shoulders once they're over the wrist, but keep moving the chest forward so you get the stretch in the navel. Now lower belly stays firm enough so you don't rest in the lower back here. And on your exhale, you lift the navel. Curl the toes under back into downward facing dog. We're going to do that 3 more times, breath enhanced. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, belly to thighs, child's pose. Inhale, head forward, chest through the arms. We can take this as a variation of up dog, but we're keeping the knees on the floor. And downward facing dog. Exhale, get that strong lift in the lower belly. We'll do 2 more, go at your own pace. It's a slow, controlled movement, following through with your breath, so you're holding each shape for a moment. Take your time. Make sure you're rooting through all the fingertips as you take the heart forward and that stretch in the navel. Last round. all meet up in downward facing dog. Take your time. And then we'll bring the knees down. And then we're going to take the right leg off to the side. And get your left hip over the left knee. Extending the leg off to the side, you want the sole of the foot firmly planted. And keep the body pretty much in all one plane except for the bent leg that's back behind us for gate pose. Take the arms up, keep the lower belly firm, and then lean toward your right. Getting the right hand anywhere lower than the knee. We're going to hold this shape here statically. Cultivate about a 5-second breath in and a 5-second breath out. Feel the expansive quality of the inhalation move through the navel and the left ribcage. On the next inhalation, strong side body to come back to center. We'll switch the legs. So the left leg is in place, settle into the hip. Inhale, lift arms up. Lower belly stays firm as you take a lean out toward your left. Relax any unnecessary tension in the jaw, around the eyes. Remember, we want to feel that lengthening of the ribcage away from the hip, not just drawing the upper arm bone away from the shoulder socket. That lift is just as important as the lean. Next inhalation, we'll bring the torso up, and we'll float that left foot forward into a runner's lunge. And we'll curl that back toe under and lift the back leg up. We're going to support on the left arm here, shoulder under the wrist, wrist under the shoulder, and then get your right hand to be on top of the thigh, and then work on the twist, pushing into that palm. That back leg feels a little too intense for you today. You can always bring that back knee down. Otherwise, a little more of a strengthening challenge. You can have that back knee up. And focus on the twist from the waist, lower the rib cage up through the chest. As we inhale, we'll come out of that twist. And we'll get back foot forward, switch the legs. Once the right foot's back in that runner's lunge, either keep the knee down or keep the back leg up. Right arm's going to be supportive, left hand on the thigh, and work on the twist toward the bent leg. Keep a settled in feeling with that left hip. Again, you can have the back knee down. Right, just kind of check in how that back knee down feels. It might help you to facilitate more of a twist. A little more of that compression there in the abdominal wall, or more of an open chest. The navel being more restricted in these twists, remember, and there won't be deep abdominal breathing happening, but pay attention to how your body responds to the breath. As we inhale, we'll come out of the twist. With that back foot forward, get the feet about hip width distance apart. All the toes pointing straight ahead. Let's come up halfway. Lengthen the torso. As you exhale, bend the knees generously. That belly resting on top of the thighs for Uttanasana. Grab opposite elbows or intertwine the arms around each other. If it feels good here to turn your head yes or no a couple of times, do a little swing, feel free. Just be honest with yourself about where the spine is in space, how does the lower back feel, make sure you're not straightening out one particular area of that back part of the body. We'll let the arms hang down, strong back, inhale, come all the way up, keep the gaze downward, touch the palms over your head. Stretch for the navel, and then exhale, arms alongside the body. Take a couple of breaths here in Tadasana. The heart breath regulates. Take a few moments for observation, noticing any significant changes here already in the physical body or the condition of your mind. And then we'll face the long edge of the mat, where your stance is about legs length and distance. If your arms go out to a T formation, the ankles will be about underneath your elbows. And then once you have this stance, we'll take triangle pose, left toes to the short edge, right toes in, heel to heel alignment. And once you have this stance, square shoulders off toward that line, the mat hinge at the side of the hip, left hand anywhere lower than the knee, and the right arm goes straight up toward the sky. Soft gaze at one point toward the horizon. If it feels okay on the upper back and neck, you can gaze up toward that thumb. Just keep in mind, if you do feel any heat rising up toward the head, you might choose to keep the gaze toward the horizon. Otherwise, if it feels okay and you feel pretty grounded, and that heat feels like it's stabilizing more in that abdominal area, you can gaze upward. Strong side body, and inhale to come up, back to vertical, and then we'll switch the feet without changing the distance between the heels or that alignment between heels. And then once you get a nice squared off shoulder, we'll take a lean to the right. Lower belly's firm, and we're focused on that opening or that twist from the lower rim of the rib cage up through the chest. Gaze at one point. Soft gaze from behind the eyes. Check in with your breathing pattern. And on the next inhalation, we'll bring the torso up. And we'll go back into a runner's lunge. And we'll bring that front foot back. And sit back on the heels. You need a bolster, blanket, block, or a combination of props to make Vajrasana more available to you. You can go ahead and set something up in between thighs, calves, or between the feet. Once you get settled here, you're going to have the backs of the hands resting on the outer edges of the thigh with the palms up. Relax the tops of the shoulders, close your eyes, gaze down toward the tip of the nose internally. Follow the breath into the body. Taking our attention from the center of the brain as we follow the breath into the body, down the midline into the pit of the navel. As you exhale, feel your body weight settle into the hips. As you inhale, take your attention from the breath moving through the nostrils, past the center of the brain, down the midline, into the pit of the navel. And as you exhale, notice your body weight settling into the hip structure. One more breath, that technique. And still open the eyes. We'll come forward, again, feet flat on the belly and the thighs. And Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders, forearms under shoulder width distance apart. Feet about hip width distance apart. You need to take them a little wider if it's more comfortable for the lower back and sacrum. With a stretch in the navel, soft forward movement with the chest, feel the front of the shoulders away from each other, soft gaze toward the floor about 4 feet in front of you. Following breath into the body, notice how your body responds to the breath. Elbows sway out, bring the flat of the belly back onto the floor. And then we'll roll over onto the back and sweep that arm underneath, one arm underneath the other, and then roll over, landing back on the mat if you're using a yoga mat. And then from here, once we're on the back, we're going to take the knees up toward the shoulders. You can either grab the shins. If you can keep the head on the floor and wrap the arms around the shins, then you can go ahead and do that. We're going to do some rocking from side to side. Your head might also move from side to side, as long as it feels okay on the neck. Go ahead and allow that to happen. Keeping the jaw relaxed. Feel the massage in the muscles along your spine. Middle back, lower back gets released. And that depression in the abdominal wall. Find your way back to center. Get the feet wide, knees bent, and arms out to a T formation, palms facing up. Do some windshield wipers, the knees fall to the left, turn your head to the right. As you inhale, bring knees and chin back to center. As you exhale, the knees fall to the right and the head turn to the left. And then back to center. And that's one round. Do 2 more rounds, so we do 2 more to each side. Last round. Find your way back to center with knees and chin. The last round. Extend the legs out. If you feel more comfortable with the knees being supported with a bolster or a blanket, you can take a bolster underneath the knees here. Won't be here too long. Just take a couple minutes in Shavasana. Make sure upper back, lower back, shoulders and hips are comfortable. All the muscles in the bones get into gravity for a bit here. Relax your jaw so much that the tongue even relaxes in the mouth. Eyelids float. Drawing your attention to the breath. Any physical sensations correlated with your breath, and see if you can pick up on any subtle sensations, maybe behind the eyes or the navel. Or if your mind is drawn intuitively to a particular area within your own body. One more seconds. Start to create movement in the fingers, toes, ankles, and wrists. And the knees. Go off to the side. Gently push yourself up. Find a comfortable seated position. Prop the hips up a little higher than the knees. Once you're settled in the hips, feel like you're sitting up tall without feeling rigid. The backs of the hands resting on thighs and knees. First finger and thumb gently touching. Attention to your breath and start to count the breath to yourself and find a comfortable count for your inhale. First few breaths here, find a comfortable count for your inhale. Now keep that count for your inhale consistent and lengthen your exhalation by 2 to 3 seconds. Make sure that ratio feels comfortable for you. So stay with the 2-second longer exhale, but if it feels okay, you can lengthen it up to 3 seconds. And once you find that count that's comfortable for you, that ratio between inhale and exhale, stay consistent. The counting of the breath, just allowing it to fade away, and for the last few moments here, take the time for observation, noticing any changes in the condition of your physical body, the condition of your mind. Palms together in front of the heart center, Anjali Mudra, and take a moment for reflection and gratitude. Seal the practice by chanting the sound of Om one time. Inhale. Thanks for joining me today. If the practice was helpful, let us know if you have any questions. You can just email us at info@tejasyogachicago.com. We'd love to hear from you. And thanks for practicing with us. We'll see you next time.